Well, how's it going, Kingsmen? Welcome back to the battlefield. Are you guys ready for a clan battle? Because that's what we have today. We have two clans playing against each other. You have the RC versus the IZ. And they decided to go with the Neapolitan Corps. So you have, I believe, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, I do believe we have the RC as the Austrians and the IZ as the Neapolitan, the Naples and French armies. This is on Montmirail, and yeah, I'm really excited to see this one. This is going to be some good coordination between the two teams. A very competitive fight. However, I don't think it's for a tournament, just for fun. And once again, if I'm wrong in that, I'll correct myself. But so far, not a lot. They're just, of course, scouting, having their cows scouting out. You have a 5-point Austrian army, another 5-pointer, a 8-pointer, and I think just actually an 2 8-pointers and 2 5-pointers, and that's it. Going up against the Naples and French armies. Now we do have 3 of the Imperial armies here, and then 1 more rolling down from the far side here. You do see a lot of cavalry now making their presence known by Naples, Lancers, Hussars, and facing him, of course, is the Hussars, Lancers, and I believe there's some Dragoons or Chevaliers around here somewhere. There they are. But yeah, just a lot of scouting. A lot of scouting, deciding where the army's gonna be fighting at. The one thing that is gonna work out beautifully for the Austrians is they usually have so many troops and so many massive units. I mean, look at these guys. 238, 248. Just a lot. Naples has a lot too, but Austria just has more. Way more. So you will be defeating armies, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're back. And they have more reserves, and they have more troops constantly pushing forward. We do have this line over here advancing, forming up. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, they're running. That's a misclick. Or maybe not. Maybe they're actually rushing for the LOC because Naples... Oh, no, Naples is going to get there first. They're using the road. They're getting up here. This is going to be a problem. Who is going to take the LOC first? That is the question. It looks like we have some Austrian troops running for that LOC. We also have Naples running for... And you do have cavalry here. Skirmishers, oh man, both sides giving up some fire here. The raging fight for that LOC here. Here we go, though. We have a combat gen who does get into this LOC. That is going to make it difficult for Naples to make an attack. Now, on a side note, I know I've been screwing around with the mic a lot. It's been kind of difficult to get it just right. I turned it down a little bit volume-wise, so I really hope that it's not too loud, not blasting your ears. I appreciate all the understanding for me perfecting my audio. So just keep bearing with me. We'll get it. We'll get it crystal amazing sounding, melodious mic sounds, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, Austria still pouring in some volleys here. Naples firing back. Both sides actually able to fire, so not a laggy battle, it would seem. I've not seen a lot of musket lag so far, which is good. Now you do have Austria. Oh yeah, they're pouring in volleys. This is a tough LOC to take once the enemy have taken it. And yep, Naples is going to fall back. We do have another Austrian army pushing up here, an 8-pointer. Naples advancing as well. Both sides don't seem to be scared of advancing on the other. This is why I like when you do see a pro player game, as I would call them, because both sides don't just camp and just sit there and do nothing. They are engaging, they're coordinating, they're pushing, falling back, they're doing stuff instead of just standing there, you know, doing nothing, which is the worst thing in the world to see, is seeing an army just sitting there doing nothing. Now, we look like France is going to be setting up a defensive line here. They will have an LOC of their own.
We've taken a building, sir.
And you have Austria looking to be pushing up their troops here. Probably trying to go for a flank, maybe trying to hit them on 2 sides. It's going to be a France versus Austria kind of a situation here. Naples may actually be waiting for more reinforcement to push up, and then they may make an attack. We will see. Austria's getting their troops into position. It looks like they are going to be the ones who are going to be defensive in this battle. They do have this LOC on this right side, shifting their reserves where needed, trying to probably keep them in shelter so they don't get hit by artillery or infantry very easily. Skirmishers firing up here, does look like. But yeah, no, it may take a second now for both sides to actually get to the hacking and shooting and stabbing at each other. Both sides probably going to want to make sure that they have their troops in a position. Oh, we do have some skirmishers getting charged by some cavalry. Some lancers going straight at them. Oh no, now they are going to run, and there's a square that's going to get formed, so wisely they're going to fall back. Naples saved their skirmishers. They're going to need those. They're definitely going to need every troop they can. There was a previous corps battle with these corps, and Naples was doing amazingly well. But unfortunately, just Austria had so many more troops, which you know what that means. You know it means that Naples is going to have a tough time. They do have less forces, I believe. It is tough. It is tough to play as Naples. But so much more rewarding if you win, you know? I mean, they're definitely still firing back and forth over here. The skirmishers have pushed up with line infantry. Austria standing to receive that attack. Looks like Naples is making a stand here by this grove. And it does look like we may have a French engagement over here. Finally, France getting... They are just looking to perform a defensive maneuver or position here by the LOC in this town, trying to hold the right flank. They are off on their own, though, so I'm wondering what edge they may be trying to get here, because they could get surrounded here. Austria has more troops. You don't want to be isolated here. Do we have any movement? Not really. The advance does seem to be taking its hold over here, though. Austria pushing out of the town here to outflank Naples. As Naples is trying to push up and maybe trying to engage part of the line. Not the entirety, though. Not trying to go for a full-scale attack yet. Maybe just trying to fill out the defenses, has some skirmishers and infantry just set up to defend any attack made, but Austria is definitely putting up quite a fight. They are not afraid to show their true strength here, throwing up almost all of their infantry. Does look like Naples is pushing up here as well. Artillery set up by this LOC, a 12-pounder. That is going to be just a little bit rougher here. We do have cavalry. Okay, so we do also have LOC getting attacked here. France defending against Austria. Just realize these guys have gloves on. Fear the infantry that have gloves. It means that they are good troops. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But France is actually looking to be in danger. And look at this, actually. They're falling back. They are entirely falling back. Austria trying to push up and harass the army. They did lose the LOC. France has lost the LOC. You have troops trying to defend, being a rear guard, trying to keep the Austrians off of them. Austria pushing up, trying to get some volleys off on the French as they retreat. Oh, France, they are trying to get out of there without having heavy losses inflicted upon them. Now we have cavalry charging in against France. Does France have squares? Oh no. Oh no. France, a disaster. An entire disaster here, as France is getting caught in a huge battle here. Cavalry once again rushing in, and France could lose almost half their army in one fell swoop as the cavalry infantry just sandwich this army. And you can see Austria just constantly pursuing them. Holy smokes, France just lost big here. Artillery is set up. Austria is going to have to watch out for this. Oh, this could be a really, really nice artillery shot. Oh my gosh. And they broke them. Beautifully done by artillery, being super crucial in trying to hold back this line. Naples has pushed up a little bit here. It looks like they're still kind of engaging here on this left side. Not a ton. They have a lot of forces in the center. This right flank is just falling back quite a bit. It does look like they're going to try to defend this artillery piece. France actually going to form up here as a rear guard, and they want to stop. There's artillery, which can force back the enemy. But France is going to get run down here, and Austria's going to try to make sure they do not come back. And it does look like the Imperials are going to have a rear guard of artillery and one line infantry just to try and stop Austria from being able to push up on the rest of the French line. And yep, there goes the right flank. Ooh, Naples is just getting torn apart by this artillery here. Austrian infantry and artillery here. Austria seems like they're in front of their artillery, so I'm not sure what's the deal, yo. But yeah, Naples looks like they actually are pushing up quite aggressively here. However, with this flank, France is going to have to form a right flank defense of some sort, because Austria is pushing, and if Austria pushes too far, this push that Naples has made in this like small grove is going to be totally outdone, because Austria can just slam into the flank. You can see Austria has taken some pretty heavy losses here. I mean, these are militia that are breaking, but still, this ring of fire that Austria has against Naples is going to start really breaking down this Naples force. Over here, Naples has almost entirely fallen back as Austria has pushed up. Not a ton of losses look like inflicted. Don't see a ton of dead troops on the field so far. So both sides not really... It's more just maneuvering. It's just more trying to stay away from the enemy. Naples is definitely trying to hold this side as Austria pushes this flank. France constantly still falling back. Naples is going to have to push up and help with this defense. These are some thick units, but it is only 2-3 units. So definitely they got to be cautious, because Naples could easily start breaking them. It does look like we're still having some combat happening over here. Austria and Naples just kind of having a long, drawn-out fight. Artillery is set up. Naples has set it up to try to maybe drive back some of this Austrian advance, as Austria is ranged quite along the entire side here. Look at that. It almost looks like a painting, doesn't it? It does look like a painting. I'm not even, you know. Oh, they're going for the cavalry. More troops shifting over. I think Naples is trying to shift almost all their forces into the center line. Just having a small defensive flank with the artillery, maybe to force them back. And maybe can consolidate the troops in one area here. Naples has pushed more troops over to this right side to reinforce the French. Oh, that looks like a guard unit. But a very beautiful battle, and with all these troops, not a lot of melee happening yet. I'm expecting at some point maybe Naples may try to go for melee. They have some good guard units, but you can see the artillery is just really putting the hurt on this Naples regiment. This one unit is taking all the fire from Austria. hear more troops marching right here. Just hear the drums. So maybe there is a total relocation of forces here. This is the problem. Austria is a problem right now on this right flank. And France is not really, they've basically lost an entire army. France has 4 units left. So Austria already outnumbers the enemy, and they definitely do now. But with Naples kind of taking up the mantle here, Austria has brought up artillery to start forcing them back maybe. And we'll see how well that works. I can imagine Naples is not going to like that. Their units are just going to get forced back, most likely. Still a nice hold by Naples in the town. Or not in the town, in the grove. We do have an Austrian advance in the center as well. Naples totally fallen back. I'm sure in part this is because of this right flank that Austria is pushing forward here. Or actually, they're not pushing forward. Maybe they're just trying to push the flank here. Man, look at the constant volleys. Like, constant fire being put up. I don't see... There we go. I see a little bit of flash. I don't see a whole lot of shooting by Naples yet. But Naples entirely fallen back. And Austria is pushing this flank rather hard. I mean, Naples has got their work cut out for them, that is for sure, guys. That artillery is being a real pain in the side, and look at this, Austria is just, every time they see a gap in the enemy lines, they're constantly pushing. This nice fight is being, Austria is staying this fight long enough to hold a lot of Naples troops. And now Naples is going to have to throw in some troops into this gap that they kind of, you know, with the relocation. Oh man, Austria has got some nice flanks on Naples right now. They can start pushing up here in the gap. There's a regiment trying to defend this flank. Artillery crew unfortunately dying here. Naples, yep, they're falling back. They're wisely not showing any corners for longer than they have to. Oh, but Austria is pushing up here. And there's a huge gap on this left flank. The artillery, Austria is using a very methodical method here. They're just using their artillery, pushing the infantry inch by inch, and using the artillery to force back the enemy. But we do have, a lot of guard units pushing forward here, so we may actually have some real action. I see a nice stack. I don't see any cavalry supporting it, but yep, there is a relocation of Naples pushing troops on the flank, cavalry as well. Naples is falling back as Austria's gotten a nice flank here. And Austria is falling back. They do not want to take on a reinforcing Neapolitan army. With a heavy cav. Okay, this is the first I've seen of the heavy cav. This stuff could definitely wreck your day if used properly, and I hope Austria is going to use it properly. Oh my gosh, the artillery focusing down the side. This is a wise call by Naples, not pushing their infantry up. There's too much artillery to really be able to make a move without taking such heavy losses that it would probably throw back. Oh, do we have some cavalry pushing forward? Do these guys have squares? They do. Oh man, they have everything can square. Everything by Austria can square. That is so crappy. This line over here has barely any squares. And Naples is just getting really outshot here. This is a shooting... Holy, look at this. And it's cheap units, so they're not going to inflict tons of losses. But, oh man, it's going to be a rough one. Oh, look at this. We have an Austrian advance here. Naples holding with their artillery. And they're focusing their artillery on this line. Oh, look how beautiful that is. The reinforcing troops pushing forward, both sides pouring in volleys. Does it get prettier than this? More epic than this? I would say not. Oh, we have some cavalry engaging here, square. Austria throwing their cavalry in against some cuirassiers. A square being formed, breaking units here. More Austrians now falling back as we look like we may have the first decisive push being made by Naples. Pushing forward a lot of reserves here. Trying to outflank, trying to break this Austrian flank. Maybe they can push around. Austria in the tree line, but they are totally falling back here. They definitely, that is a wise decision to pull back. They would definitely get destroyed if they try to make their stand here. Naples still trying to hold here. Austria can hold this line fight for quite some time. I'm surprised no one's trying to push up here on this flank. Oh, looks like we have some cavalry inching forward here. Oh, this poor infantry. Oh my gosh. The artillery focusing on this guard unit. They're going to break very quickly here under the volley fire and artillery fire. Yep, there they go. Do we have... Oh, we have yet another charge going for the artillery piece, and they broke that Austrian artillery. Now going for some lines, some skirmishers. The Neapolitan army now advancing down this road. Look at the slaughter, the death and destruction. So many troops having died on this flank. Austria going to try to hold as Naples pushes out. Naples is just basically trying to find a point, guys. They're biting here, biting there, trying to find where they can get a nice charge in here. And I think this flank may be the actual place to charge. And oh yes, they're going in on this front line that cannot form square. Beautiful charge by the cuirassier. Oh yes. And here we go, Naples is going in. I love this. A huge mass rout on this left flank. And Austria is falling back out of the grove here after pushing so decisively here. In the center, it does look like Austria is winning. Both sides, though, holding fast. But they better make some moves here. This flank better push out because Naples just crushed the entire left flank. Oh, man, that is beautiful, beautiful. I love a good heavy cap charge. It's still not a decisive win, though. I mean, Naples does have troops to push back this 8-pointer. This 5-pointer is falling back. At the same time, though, Austria is going straight at the enemy. Still pushing up, still giving pressure. A constant, steady pressure on the Neapolitan line. This artillery, though, is going to be hell for Austria to deal with. Now, Austria does have a nice flank. They're pushing. Naples holding, maybe pulling up LLC now. They do have artillery set up. We do have cavalry charging in against some sappers, getting them. Guarantee you they're going to break them. This artillery, unfortunately, has broken. Naples still breaking in the center, it looks like. But we do have Austria trying to hold here a fight in the grove. Austria's pushing up as Naples and France falling back. They are not going to try to take this fight. Not yet, at least. Do have Austria maybe trying to close in with melee, trying to break a couple troops while Naples is distracted. They do better to try to fire. Get some volleys here. We do have cavalry pushing forward, though. Oh, man. There is that artillery piece in cav. Oh, the center is looking a little messy here. As we have Hussars attacking the right flank. Oh my guys, look at Naples here. They are, oh my gosh. Holy smokes, they are breaking fast. As Naples is now trying to put their foot to the gas pedal and try to break Austria's flank because their center is a hair breadth away from just mass routing 4 units, breaking so quickly just to 1 hussar charge here. But we do have Naples pushing forward here. Austria does have a flank. They need to turn this flank and face this approaching storm. In Austria, oh man, they are just crumbling so fast. Naples has such a decisive push going here. And Naples, yeah, Austria needs to totally fall back. They are breaking the center, but their left flank definitely is looking a little worse for wear. And unfortunately, Austria is not pushing this advantage in the center here. They should be pulling back this left flank and pushing up this right flank, kind of to help cement this huge mass route they made on Naples. Because they are on borrowed time, in my opinion. Of course, they have a Austrian army pushing up here. This Austrian army is not super strong, not a ton of troops left in it. But if they can hit this rear guard of France, they have quite an important job here. They have to stop Austria from smashing into Naples, as Naples tries smashing into the left flank of Austria. So, you know, a lot of troops in different positions. Interesting battle here. Troops behind enemy troops. It feels like almost in several different spots here. Austria still pushing up their defensive or their offensive line on their right flank, the Neapolitan left flank. Naples still trying to get nice, close and personal here, closing in from melee. They have a huge assault column. Oh, we do have some cavalry now charging in a square forward on these dragoons. These dragoons are going to have to fall back. Oh, they break. Hopefully they'll come back. That's still 78 men left. They could definitely... Oh, man, this is getting messy. This is getting messy for Austria. They are pushing forward, but Naples has set up another rear guard here. Austria, they are breaking so fast. The cavalry and infantry rolling forward here. This flank still looking pretty good. Artillery set up though for Naples, and this poor Austrian line is definitely getting shot to pieces. Oh, the flag bearer, he is still up. Get back up, hold that flag high. You got a nice flank here. But at this point, Austria, like I said, I think they're on a little bit of borrowed time here to make a decisive push on the right flank. Austria does have some troops here. They have some reinforcing lines, but this column from Naples just keeps rolling forward. And we have some militia now caught out of formation, breaking. We do have, ooh, a nice counter volley on Naples, and they break 2 lines set forward. Beautiful counter volleys against that bayonet charge.
Our men are running, sir.
Naples is clustered around this LOC to kind of try to hold off. Nice shooting. They are forcing back. Naples advance over in the grove here. Naples and France trying to hold back Austria as they push up. But Naples sees an advantage here. Look at this. There's a flank from Austria. Now they're turning to face it. They can stop Naples from getting a decisive win here. Oh man, that's some... Oh, but Naples does find a flank here. Oh wow, they broke them, and here comes some dragoons rushing in to save the army. Oh my goodness. Austria may actually start saving this battle. Like, Naples is starting to take some heavy losses here, trying to go in against that Austrian line. Austria charging in cavalry, breaking this artillery piece. Naples does have a defensive line here with more artillery to back them up. Man, this battle, guys, it is coming down to a deadly conflict here. Both sides still trying to break the other. Now it's just a matter of charging the enemy's flank and hoping they can't turn and shoot you in the face as you do it. But here we go. Austria is now caught in a melee, and Naples may try to push him forward here, as Austria can't shoot if they're already in melee. These 4 brave Austrian lines are trying to hold here. They're trying their best. They have a nice flank. They can start pouring in some volleys on Naples. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, they are able to form a square, but still, they are not able to shoot now, and oh, Naples has got that flank. Naples is pushing it hard. They are pushing that advantage they have now, and Austria needs to push their troops out of there so they can turn around and start shooting again. These regiments, even these regiments need to be pushing out. If they could be helping pouring in some volleys on the flank, Naples is not going to have free range to then keep pushing this attack. Austria's doing beautiful on this flank still, I'd say. They have almost broken Naples. And their center still is holding. Barely, but they are holding. There we go. Austria, yep, they are pushing out. This is the desperate attack they need. If they can push these troops up and break Naples here, this is the last hard point. And you can see actually Naples is getting attacked on 2 sides. And Austria even bayonet charging some Neapolitan troops. Yeah, and Austria seems to have more troops on the battlefield right now. And Naples actually is falling back because of this attack that Austria is making on their rear. Oh, we have a cav charge. They do get a square form, but still is going to take some losses against that impact of heavy cav. Man, guys, this is getting confusing. Like, you don't know where the lines are. Because, I mean, Naples is just every here and there. There's just troops with their backs to the enemy. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh my goodness, this is turning into a counter. Oh, a general needs to inspire Naples troops. There he goes. The general going to keep him in the fight? Nope. We have a general who's desperately throwing himself into this battle. At this point, that's what he needs. I mean, you can see Naples just had a huge mass rout here in the center, as Austria had a nice ring of shooting. Another cav unit breaking Austrian lines as they're going to continue to push forward. Oh, Austria's mass routing on this flank. France is still on the battlefield, and you see Naples pushing forward. How's this flank going? Naples has artillery still, but they are just, this Austrian cavalry is just breaking them one piece at a time. I think Austria is going to take this. However, be it, they definitely did not get an easy win here. What Naples is probably trying to do is trying to fall back away from their routing troops so that they don't get that debuff of morale. And we do have some Austrian troops as well still in the rear. Like I said, Austria definitely has way more troops on the battlefield. Unfortunately, France lost a lot of troops I think would have been really, really helpful to have sooner rather than later. I think a mistake definitely made was France pushing out. I was really surprised at the very beginning, I think I mentioned it, that France was by themselves here in the town instead of being with their allies. And I think he realized it and started falling back. Unfortunately, he fell back a little too late and lost half his army to the Austrian cav. Got some hussars pushing up here. And there's 2 pockets of Neapolitan resistance left. Man, this was a close battle, though. At least for a while there. I mean, I honestly was having second thoughts about saying that Austria was going to win. I mean, they had a decisive win against France. If France hadn't gotten mass routed in the beginning, could have been super helpful here. Oh, is this artillery going to fire? Nope. That's unfortunate. And I think that's going to be the game. So a Pyrrhic victory for the Austrian army. And when I say Pyrrhic, I mean Pyrrhic. I mean, Austria does not have a lot of troops left. It looks like a lot, but considering how many troops they have, you know, there is not a lot. And France is the only one that's left. France and a heavy cav unit that is now going to charge in for one last glorious charge. Oh, they're getting outshot, though. Going for the square. They're too tired to make a huge, impactful charge. And, let me start fast-forwarding here, just because it's just a French final defense here. But, yeah, still an awesome, amazing battle. Man, I love clan battles. I mean, if you guys remember those tournaments I was recording before, they were amazing. They were so close. Some of them were so deadlocked. And the coordination, guys, it makes for some cinematic shots too, you know, which is half of the fun of Napoleonic Total War III battles. We have killed their generals, sir. Now they must break. So there we go. That is going to be the battle. I do have the results for this one, thankfully. There's 1 Neapolitan line infantry left.
We have killed their generals, sir. Now they must break.
If they do another tournament, it'd actually be kind of fun to record the replay and then talk after with the teams that actually were in the battle and hear both sides. You know, I think that'd be interesting. And if they do a tournament, I may see if I can do that. Oh, holy smokes. 505 kills with those hussars. 244, 141, 115. Yeah, they did really well, especially with the cavalry. But let me pull up the results real fast. Alright guys, here are the results. So as you can see on the Austrian side, you have Peach with 1151 for the kills. TT Ross with 629. Bring Back Militia with 1492. And Antonio with 1733. On the other side, Chain with 785. Kylie with 477. Data with 1574. And we Nomi Chain Sama or whatever. I think I pronounced that right. But as France with 326, unfortunately, took a heavy loss in the beginning, so wasn't really able to, you know, help out too much more. I mean, he did help out, but his army was so small that it was just a small support army. But yeah, still a fun battle. I think it was fun. So I hope you guys thought it was fun as well, and I hope you enjoyed. And that'll be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, I will catch you all in another video.